News for some of the teams in action. The Ravens, Zay Flowers, who left Saturday's season finale with a right knee injury, is unsure of his availability. John Harbaugh said Monday that it's going to be day-to-day for Flowers. In the NFC, Packers wideout Christian Watson sustained a season-ending torn ACL in the loss to the Bears. The third-year receiver had 29 catches, over 600 yards, and a pair of scores for Green Bay this season. On the other side of that matchup, Jalen Hurts has yet to clear concussion protocol. Hurts, who hasn't seen game action since Week 16, has started 5 playoff games for the Eagles. He is 0-2 in the wild card round. Adam Schefter back to discuss. So the Eagles have been mum on the status of Hurts. They have a playoff game coming up in 6 days against the Packers. Adam, what do you have on Jalen Hurts and his availability?
David, he's still in concussion protocol as we talk right now. Now, again, I think the sense is that he will clear as the week goes on. He will be able to play Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers, but that has yet to happen. And with concussion protocol, is very serious. You just never know if a player is going to get through there or not. Again, I think the sense from within has been that he would clear, that he will be okay to play. But as of Monday, still in concussion protocol, which obviously sends up some red flags that is something to worry about and something to monitor as the week goes on. If he couldn't start, then obviously Kenny Pickett would have to step in and play against the Green Bay Packers. All
right, so just maybe a little drama going into this first playoff game. Let's get to the Jets and their coaching vacancy. They've already interviewed Ron Rivera and Mike Vrabel. Our colleague Rex Ryan meeting with the team tomorrow. And he, of course, coached the Jets for 6 seasons, but he's been out of the NFL since 2016. Despite all that, Rex is brimming with confidence. Have a listen to this.
Right. You think you're going to be the next head coach of the Jets?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely, I do. And the reason I think I'm going to get it is because I'm the best guy. And it ain't close. The thing that you have to do, you have to connect with a football team. You have to connect with your fan base. And the way they play, that's the most important thing. Not just the X's and O's and all that. Look, this Ben Johnson, I love him. I absolutely love him. But I'm a better candidate for this job than he would be. Clearly, when you have a guy that doesn't show up for mandatory minicamp, and by the way, he's your quarterback coming off an injury, I think that's an absolutely ridiculous message you sent to the team. If he comes back, things would be different. If he's back, it ain't going to be the country club, show up whenever the hell you want to show up. That ain't going to happen. So I'll just leave it at that.
All right, Rex making a strong statement there. Adam, it would seem to be an unconventional move to rehire Rex Ryan. After all, it was Woody Johnson who fired him 10 years ago. But where do things stand right now in Florham Park?
You know, David, it's very funny you asked because my wife and daughter are not huge football fans, and they were sitting at the dinner table this evening, and they said, Rex Ryan's interviewing for the Jets job? And I said, yeah. And they said, wasn't he the coach before? And I said, yeah. And they fired him. Well, why would they hire him back? And I said, because they haven't won since Rex Ryan was the head coach. They went to the AFC Championship game twice when Rex was the head coach. I just wish that he would boost up his confidence and step up his bravado a little bit because there's not enough of that with Rex Ryan. But he is going to interview Tuesday, and he does believe that he's worthy of the job, and he would inject some life and energy into that franchise, and nobody loves his players, and nobody loves this game coaching any more than Rex Ryan. He certainly will bring a fire and intensity that the Jets haven't had. They haven't won games on a consistent basis since he was the head coach. So when my wife and daughter are asking why they would talk to him again, well, that's why, because they have not been to the type of places that Rex once took them to.
Okay, that's a great response to your wife and kids. Okay, one more for you. Tyreek Hill spoke after the Dolphins lost out on a playoff berth yesterday. We've all heard the comments. His frustration was very evident. Have a listen here.
I'm out, bro. So it was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career because I'm too much of a competitor to be, just.
Does that mean you're
out there?
Mean you thinking about leaving here?
If it is, hey, yeah.
And there he goes. So he says he's out. He went on to talk about opening the door. The only problem is he is under contract for 2 more years. We'll see how messy he wants to make this. What does the future look like for Tyreek Hill in Miami?
Look, last year he wanted to get paid. He got paid right before the start of the season. He got paid to the tune of becoming one of the highest paid wide receivers in football. Now he wants to win. And look, it's emotional at the end of the season, but there were some issues there at the end of the year where he didn't go into the game, and the Dolphins said he was unavailable, and now he wants to be unavailable to them in future seasons, it certainly sounds like, from his post-game comments. Look, these two sides are going to have to sit down and figure out whether they want to move forward together or whether they want to divorce and separate. And that's something that clearly has to be addressed this offseason sooner rather than later, because Tyreek Hill did not sound like somebody who wants to continue playing for the Miami Dolphins. So again, it'll be up to the two sides to get together and figure out whether there's a path to making this work or whether they need to look to moving him this offseason and trading him to another team.
He turns 31 in a couple months. The numbers down. We'll see how it all plays out for Tyreek Hill, but he did not sound particularly happy, somewhat disenchanted about being there in Miami. Adam giving us the very latest from around the NFL.
After a 4-13 season, the Patriots decided to part ways with head coach Jerod Mayo on Sunday after just a single season. This comes after the Patriots beat the Bills in Week 18, costing them the #1 pick in this year's upcoming draft. New England is now set to pick at number 4, and team owner Robert Kraft is taking accountability not only for the season, but the position he put Jerod Mayo in.
This whole situation is on me. I feel terrible for Jerod because I put him in an untenable situation. I know that he has all the tools as a head coach to be successful in this league. He just needed more time before taking the job.
Well, the Patriots are one of 5 teams looking to fill a head coaching vacancy this offseason, along with the Jaguars, who fired Doug Peterson early Monday morning. Then the Jets, Saints, and Bears, who all let go of their coaches mid-season.
This just into SportsCenter. The Chargers plan to sign Ezekiel Elliott to their practice squad on Tuesday, pending a physical. A source confirmed that to ESPN's Chris Rim. On New Year's Eve, the Cowboys waived Elliott to give him a chance to. The Chargers play at the Texans Saturday, 4:30, the first wild card game. As we know, it's been a bit of a downhill trend for Zeke over the last few years, but the man does have a resume. 74 career touchdowns on the ground, second most of any active player behind only Derrick Henry. This season, Zeke had career lows in yards, carries, and touchdowns.
Coming up, Jeremiah Smith made a lot of headlines when Ohio State won, but we'll tell you why it's the defense that's the key for the Buckeyes to beat the Longhorns Friday night.